Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to the Canton Ice House for Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Boys Hockey. We have a TVL large matchup tonight between the visiting Hopkinton Hillers and your Westwood Wolverines. Joined as always, Evan Cardamino. Evan is the technical director today. We are live, folks. This is live coverage of your Westwood Boys Hockey. We got senior at Westwood High School, our intern, Michael McGrail on the camera. I am Morgan Donahue, folks, and we are delighted to bring Westwood Hockey directly to you at home and from afar. We've talked to many folks who are going to be watching from all over the country, tuning in to root on their Westwood Wolverines as Westwood goes to try and clinch a playoff berth for 42 years in a row. It all started in 1983. Wolverines made the playoffs. They had a successful season, and they essentially had to get 20 points. It could be a combination of wins, ties. Wins are 2 points, ties are 1. But since then, Westwood has not looked back. They have clinched 42 years in a row of making it to the playoffs. They are on the doorstep tonight, 9-6 on the season. A win tonight will clinch them for the MIA Division II playoffs. The Hillers, always a top team in the TVL large, always a tough matchup for the Wolverines. However, early this year, Westwood went out on the road, I believe it was their second game of the season, and got a huge win versus the Hillers, 3-0. Nolan Lewis had a big night. Scored the first one, scored the second. Then Timmy Donovan potted the empty netter for the Wolverines to come out of Marlborough with a big win over the Hillers. Tonight, both teams are looking at this game as, you still want to see who's going to go out there and win the TVL large. It is for the taking. Norwood had an early start. They've had a skid in the last few games. Westwood had a couple skids there too. It's still anyone's trophy right now to take. So both teams, this is the time of year where you want to get your season, in terms of getting into the playoffs, you also want to get into the playoffs with some wins. So the Wolverines, if they were to win tonight, they would have 5 more games left. So games would be at Norwood, versus then at Dedham at home, Oliver Ames, then North Attleboro. So it's 5 games counting tonight, excuse me. So these are where you want to start playing your best hockey, where you know what your game is. You're putting the puck in the net. You're also closing games out. You're getting it done on both ends of the rink for the Wolverines. But Westwood coming off some 2 tough games as of late. They had a tough loss on Monday night. They played Holliston 8 o'clock on Monday night in the New England Sports Center. If you've ever been there, you know how crazy of a place that is. They got about 12 rinks. It's 40 locker rooms. One of the craziest places you can go watch a hockey game. Wolverines on the tough end of a loss there, 7-4 to the Panthers. And they had a loss on Saturday night in the Hockey Fights Cancer game versus King Philip. With those losses, the Wolverines last week were they were the 6th seed in the MIA power rankings. And essentially, those power rankings are what the brackets would be if the tournament started today. Now, after those 2 losses, they're the number 13 seed. So if Westwood wants to get a home game to kick off the playoffs, they got to be in the top 16. If you want to get at least 2, you got to be in the top 8. So some work to be done for the Wolverines to get back into the they're in the top 16, but to get back into the top 8, get those home games, they matter big time when it comes to the playoffs. Small things that you don't think about when it comes to the home ice advantage. Obviously, the crowd's a big factor, but line changes. When you're the home team, you get the last change. You can pick your players of who you want to go out after you've seen the away team and the players that they've picked, the lines that they've picked, and how you want to match up, lines-wise. So a big advantage, but you have control. You got to go out and win it. You got to go out and win these 5 games, counting today. Both teams getting their warm-ups going. The Wolverines in their home whites, the Hillers in their away greens. And, just a little history over the last couple of years. These teams, they like playing each other. It gets emotional. There's always been a spirited bout versus these 2 teams. I coached a couple of years ago, and there was, no shortage of penalties. Both teams are very passionate about their game, their players, and all that. So, it's certainly going to be a physical game. It's also 2 teams that saw each other in the playoffs. So a couple of years ago, Westwood, we were the 24 seed, went out on the road. We beat Whitman Hanson, who was a high seed. And then who do we have to play in the second round? The round of 16, or excuse me, the round of 16 in the playoffs. But Hopkinton in Hopkinton. They had a heck of a year that year. Went on to the state championship. Ultimately lost to Canton. But these two teams certainly have a history that is not only just recent history, but also goes back many, many years as well. When you look at the Tri-Valley League, a little history as well. Westwood didn't move to the Tri-Valley. Westwood was hockey was the last sport to move to the Tri-Valley League out of all the sports. And it was the late 70s under head coach Kevin Crow, who was one of the main pillars that helped kind of change the trajectory of Westwood hockey and the culture. And the teams that followed suit then were part of the streak that started in 1983, which we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. But expecting a terrific game today. We are delighted, folks, to have you watching and tuning in from home. And we're going to have a good one here. And folks, if you have not heard or have seen Bill Siebert live, he is the voice of the Westwood Wolverines. He's been the voice for the last 23, I believe 24 years. And you're going to get a perfect glimpse of the voice of Westwood hockey, boys and girls. We're going to send it down to ice level. And Bill Siebert will be kicking off the pregame introduction shortly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Canton Ice House for tonight's Tri-Valley League matchup between the visiting Hopkinton Hills and your Westwood Wolverines. Here are tonight's starting lineups for Hopkinton. To the left wing, number 22, Sean Finn Mahone. At center, number 6, sophomore Connor Merkel. At right wing, number 15, freshman Matt Pedroli. Starting in defense, number 3, freshman Sam Spavento. And number 16, senior captain Parker Wynn. And starting in goal for the Hills, number 33, senior Paul Spavento. And please welcome the remaining members of the Hills. And now the starting lineup for your Westwood Wolverines. At left wing, number 16, junior Patrick Dalton. At center, number 23, sophomore Connor Blaney. At right wing, number 5, senior Seamus Rowe. Starting in defense, number 2, sophomore Brian Sullivan. And number 4, senior Josh McKay. And starting in goal for the Wolverines, number 31, senior John Quinn. And please welcome the remaining members of the Wolverines. Just before we get to the end, folks, we do want to give you an update on Hockey Fights Cancer for this past weekend. A great big thank you to the Westwood Wolverines players, coaches, parents, and their fans. I think you heard us mention that they had made $100,000 as of the start of the game on Saturday night. As of 8 o'clock last night, that number was up to $168,207. Which now gets up around $700,000 for the 8 years of that tournament. So thank you again for doing that. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you all to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
right, folks. Bill Sievett. Amazing. The hairs are standing up. We got the starting lineups, starting with the Hopkinton Hillers. Starting at left wing, number 22, Finn Mahone. At center, number 6, Connor Merkel. And at right wing, number 15, Matt Pedroli. On defense, number 3, Sam Spavento. Number 16 on right defense, Parker Wynn. And in goal, Colton Spavento. Starters for your Wolverines, starting at left wing, number 16, Patty Dalton. At center, 23, Connor Blaney. At right wing, we have Seamus Rolfe. On defense, Brian Sullivan, as well as Josh McCabe. And in net for your Westwood Wolverines, John Quinn. We are about ready to get underway here. Puck drop at the Canton Ice House. Connor Blaney at the dot. Up against Connor Merkel. Puck won back by the Hillers. Hillers looking to send it up the middle, but some traffic there. Wolverines come away with it. Blaney worked it into the Westwood zone and chipped out. Wolverines looking to take away that neutral zone. Nice turnover there. Rolfe able to get a stick on it. Shot on net. Turned away by Spavento. And a loose puck in front of the net, shot by Blaney, turned away by Spavento. That was a heck of a look for Connor Blaney here early in the first 30 seconds. That was a great look, big save by Spavento. Shot turned towards the net, saved by Quinn, and then we have the net knocked off the moorings. We're going to get a whistle. So some good pace between both teams here in the first minute. It was a great start, so the Wolverines starting off with Connor Blaney's line. They've been a great line for the Wolverines. They really have been the hard-working lunch pail kind of line. They put a lot of big goals in as well. There was no bigger goals in the Westwood comeback first over Sherborne Weston than Connor Blaney, scoring 2 goals when Westwood was down 3. Got them to within 1. Timmy Donovan scores a tying goal with a minute left, and then brother Matt Donovan scores a game winner with 17 remaining. So it starts with lines like this, that bring that energy and really set the tone for the Wolverines. We got the Blomquist line out there now. Sean, he's the son of Scott Blomquist, who was also a Westwood High School grad, also part of the 41-year streak. So amazing part of the streak is we have fathers and sons that are part of the same special streak that's been going on at Westwood. Fengler plays it back. Freshman, keep an eye on him, folks. Very talented freshman for the Wolverines. He's been playing right in the action since game 1. The Wolverines had to deal with some injuries early on in the year, and he was a big part of helping them get through the beginning of the season. And now a counted-on player for Dan Ferrari on the defensive end. The Wolverines. Puck dumped into the Westwood zone. Quinn's going to settle it. Hands it off to Dumais. Dumais working it up the sideboards. Chips it, works its way out. Hopkinton going to send it right back in. They're going to make some changes. Looking on the stretch pass. We got Martin goes off his skate into the Hopkinton zone. No ice. So Wolverines able to get their change. Turnover in front of the net. That was Timmy Donovan was looking for. Nolan Lewis just missed on that connection. The puck still loose. Matt Donovan finds Timmy Donovan, shot on net. Turned away by Spavento, and another loose puck just in front of the net. And Hopkinton coming away with it, going the other way. Way by Quinn. We are back. Sorry, had some technical difficulties there. And puck back into Hopkinton territory. They're going to try and rim it around the near side. Puck ends up on Brian Sullivan's stick. Nice pass, finds Matt Donovan, shot on net, saved by Spavento. And folks, we have a very special guest for you. If you watch the first Hopkinton game versus Westwood, and if you watch, quite frankly, any away game in Hopkinton that Westwood plays, we have the voice of the Hillers, but not only the voice of the Hillers, we have the voice of the TVL and a special man when it comes to Tri-Valley League sports, Mr. Tom Nappy. Tom, how are you? And thank you so much for joining us.
Ooh, nice shot there.
Yes.
Doing very well. Glad to see I didn't miss too much of the game.
No, I mean, they came hot right out of the gate, Tom. A couple good looks for both teams. But you could tell this game certainly means something for both teams.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see how Hopkinton responds from their game 2 months ago. You'll really get to see if they improved.
Absolutely. Yeah, the early season, you can't really get a read on the team. You know, new lines, new combinations, and also a little rust when you got some fall sports athletes, you know, getting their game back. But these later stage games are always a good test to see kind of where the teams are barometer-wise.
Absolutely. Yeah, the games in the beginning of the season, I don't take all that seriously. But when you're at this point in the season, getting towards the end, trying to build up a good playoff spot, these are the games that you'll know what a team's all about.
Yes. We were talking about earlier too, Tom. A lot of spirited bouts between these two teams, you know, and you've been on the call for a few of them.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a good physical game when these two meet up.
Yeah. The puck on the near side. Luke Martin battling. He's got a couple of Hopkinton players there. Hiller's able to come away with it. That puck was battered away by Westwood defenseman. Going to send it up top to the Hopkinton defender, who's able to keep that in. Sends it down low behind the net. Shot from the outside, saved by Quinn. That was a good save there by Quinn. A nice shot by the Hopkinton forward there, just off to the left of the net.
Yeah, looks like both teams getting some momentum early on in this one.
Yeah, some good adjustments too. And a nice move here by Martin, able to work it back to Timmy Malloy. Sends it off to Blomqvist. He shots and he scores! Sean Blomqvist, on a pass from Timmy Malloy, finds the back of the net to put the Wolverines up 1-0, 4 minutes into this first.
Well, that was just a great feed, flying up the ice, and was able to slip it right in glove side.
That was a great shot. He didn't get all of it, but it was effective. And throw it on net. Good things happen, Tom, when you throw it on net. And able to find the back of the net there for the Wolverines' first goal.
Absolutely. You know, that's one thing the Hillers are going to have to keep up with, this very good Westwood speed.
Now the Wolverines certainly looking to open the ice up a little bit more now with their speed. Part of it is you know, anticipation. Anticipating, you know, finding the right players, catching them in stride, being able to use that as a skill set. And that's a great pass right there. So Josh McCabe has been one of the top defenders for the Wolverines for the last 2 years. Getting it done on the back end. Now we got a 2-on-2 coming back the other way. We got the Donovan brothers. Matt Donovan pinched up against the boards. Send it down low, chased after by Nolan Lewis. He goes down, and we're going to get a penalty called here. And the Wolverines going to get their first look at a power play.
Well, that's the thing you want to avoid if you're the Hillers. You don't want to give them the man advantage.
No, we were talking about. So I was at the girls' hockey game versus Dedham, which is always a spirited game. It's, you know, two rivals when it comes to girls' hockey TVL, and there was a little chippy. And Dedham took like probably 5 penalties. Westwood scored on 4 of them. So, you know, they've certainly made the other team pay by taking advantage of the power plays. And, you know, these are ways you can change a game, is taking advantage on the special teams.
Absolutely.
The Wolverines looking to move it around. They got Dumais up top in the umbrella. Matt Donovan with the look. Shot, score!
Right in glove side. Such a small gap to get it through. And Matty Donovan sneaks it through.
What a snipe by the sophomore. He had the puck. He was walking it in. There was not much to see. I mean, we were basically standing kind of right behind him on that angle. And what? He just went right left of the helmet.
That was
right
a
of the post.
snipe.
Yes.
Absolute snipe.
And that's, hey, you want to take advantage of special teams. Get a special team goal. And Matty Donovan getting it done.
Well, that's why you got to avoid the power play. Can't give any open looks to these forwards.
There are good penalties to take. They're ones where if you're going to save a goal, but you don't want to take those penalties where there was not a goal that was, you know, part of the equation.
Right.
The Hopkinton going the other way. Hit by Josh McCabe at right at the Westwood boards. And now starting to see the physical play pick up.
I got to say, nice facility you got here.
It's pretty good, huh?
Absolutely. Nice press box area.
Yeah, they got a couple teams that play here. So the Wolverines, boys and girls, home rink. They have their own locker room too, Tom. So that's pretty special. Curry College plays here.
Very nice.
Zavarian calls this home as well.
Wow.
And they have their own locker room. So, you know, it's to have this experience at the high school level, you really feel like a professional sports team.
See, you got all the locker rooms, we got all the rinks.
You do, yeah. You got 12, what, is it 12 total now at the sports center?
I think it's 10.
10?
But it could be 12. They might have added a couple.
I was talking about, you go in there and you think you are, you know, at the circus. It's just a lot of rinks, a lot of locker rooms. You know, you need MapQuest sometimes to figure out where you're playing. But it is a fun place.
I felt bad when you joined us there because I didn't tell you what rink they were in, so you must have been very confused.
Well, I remember from coaching that it was that rink, and nothing changed, so it was...
That's right.
But, however, that playoff game, though, was a crazy rink. They had us play, I feel like, a couple counties over from rink 1.
Yes. I think we were rink 5 for that game. And it's a nice rink, but not the biggest place for the audience.
No, it was a lot of people there at that game, too. And I remember, you know, even you on the call, you had people brushing up against your arms.
Yes. Yeah, we were packed in there like sardines.
Hopkinton
nice.
with a good look there, and I don't know if Quinn caught a piece of that or if it hit the post, but
that went off the keeper. A nice shot by Corey DaCosta coming up stick side and put it off the shoulder of Quinn.
a good look there by the Hillers. They're looking to chip into the Westwood lead.
You know, the one thing I've realized about this Hiller team, too, sometimes in the first period they're a little slow going, but as the game goes on, they get heated up and start getting into it a little more.
Oh, there's no better example, Tom, than the most recent games where you showed me the overtime winners, the Thrillers, coming back into those games, and they also came right back in the Medfield, or the Norwood game. Yeah. They were down 3-0. They scored 2 unanswered to get it within 1 late in that game.
I'll be honest with you, Morgan. With the games I've had lately, I wouldn't be surprised if my blood pressure's a little high.
Yep, hockey will do that to you. Good look here for Hopkinton. Saved by Quinn. The rebound was just off to the right, and that turned away by Timmy Donovan.
That was a nice shot by Merkel. The puck was hanging out there a little bit. And one thing this Hiller team needs to do is get bodies in front of the net so you can take advantage of those rebounds.
Big time. Get some screens, too, if you can get in front of the goalie to make it difficult to see. You know, those are just as effective as those rebound goals.
Absolutely.
There's no picture on the scorecard when it comes to goals in hockey, you know, so we'll take them ugly.
That's right.
Westwood going the other way. A nice pass by Rolf. Blaney hit the ice. Right back up. Puck up on the far side, right at the blue line. Hopkinton able to chip that outside. Both teams battling for it, and then coming away with that is Parker Rivera.
I mean, I don't know if Leighton got away with one there or Blaney just lost his balance.
Yeah, it was like a no harm, no foul. It might have been incidental, but wasn't the obvious calls that, you know, where you say, yep, that's definitely a call.
Right. I wasn't even sure if the stick touched.
Yes. Westwood looking in front. Oh, just missed on that connection was Rolf to Patty Dalton. This is the line that started the game. Had a nice job setting the tone.
Good thing Spavento was ready. There was no defenders in front of the net there. He had a clean break right from the net.
I just noticed too, Tom, Spavento's got a brother, Sam Spavento, and I believe he's wearing number 3 tonight. Yes. So they might have changed the old fun situation in high school hockey where you have 2 different numbers sometimes because the senior ahead of you kept the jersey.
Right. I actually haven't seen the Hillers on the road yet, but sometimes they do have different numbers.
Yeah. That was a good look there, but offside call. So offside call there. 6 minutes, 26 seconds remaining here in the first. The Wolverines up 2-0.
Well, you get a lot of pressure on both sides. Some good action in this one. But the Hillers are going to need a couple to get back into this one.
Yeah, starts with 1. I'd imagine the physicality is going to start picking up. That's how you got to win some puck battles, is some good hits on the boards.
I'm sure it will. I know the Hillers are probably being very cautious right now after they just gave up a power play goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough sometimes. Sometimes you see clean hits that are called, you know, and it can prevent you from trying to lay a big hit. But they are effective when they are made. It's also the war of attrition, too. That puck was deflected, sent on net, turned away by Spavento. And Westwood trying to get their forecheck going.
Yeah, it was a nice little move by Malloy to get back into Hiller territory.
Yeah, Malloy again gets the turnover. Finds Blomqvist, shot on net, turned away by Spavento. Malloy on the rebound. That was stopped by Spavento. So 2 quick saves there by Colton Spavento, sophomore. Pretty impressive for a youngster.
Yeah, I mean, this is a younger Hiller team. A lot of these guys weren't on the varsity squad last year. But the thing that sticks out to me is, despite the fact that it's a lot of new faces, the amount of talent this team has is really quite unbelievable with how young they are.
They're a Scott Hayes led team. Scott Hayes, a fantastic coach. Actually have a connection with, he used to coach at Puck Masters, which is a hockey facility my father had years back. We're going to have a 2-on-1 coming the other way for Hopkinton. Hopkinton on the outside. Shot turned away on the one-timer. That was Matt Pedroli on the, and Westwood going the other way with Timmy Malloy, but what a save off of Matt Pedroli one-timer on that 2-on-1. Johnny Quinn.
Yeah, you got to give Quinn credit on that. That was a great breakaway by the Hillers. 2 heading right to the net, and Quinn just made a cat-like reflex and was able to turn it away.
Johnny Quinn, terrific goaltender for the Wolverines. He was playing as a freshman. Last year, Tom, he was the starting goalie for Catholic Memorial, and then wanted to come back, play with his friends, and he's been a terrific goaltender, as well as Jack Holland, both of them together, 2 of the very best in the TBL. Jack Holland last year was the goalie of the year for the Tri-Valley League. So we got 2 great and fantastic goalies in Westwood.
That's terrific. You always got to love when you get those private school kids coming over.
Oh, yeah.
Say, we want to get back into town play.
Baseball, there was a pitcher, Devin Hunt, who was at Nobles. He committed to Holy Cross, and then once he committed, he went back to Westwood for his senior year. We'll take many more of those. Anyone that commits and you're in the school you want to go to, come back to Westwood.
That's right. We'll always take you back.
Brian Sullivan taps it over the far side blue line. Brady Dumais able to keep that in. Westwood was looking to connect on a give and go down low, but turned away. And coming the other way is the Hillers. Jack Resnick, shot on net, turned away by Quinn. That was a great shot.
Yeah, he was trying to snipe that one in down low. Another good save by Quinn. That's what the Hillers got to do, just keep pounding the net as much as you can.
And there is a good look here. Quinn, big save. There's some good passing down low by the Hillers. And then had a Hiller player right in front of the net. Quinn made a big save to keep that one out of the net.
Yeah, Ian Tosca tried to backhand it in, and another cat-like reflex by Quinn. I got to say, I'm very impressed with John Quinn. Those were 2 tremendous saves.
Ian Tosca, just when you think one graduates and you don't have to deal with them again, there's a younger brother who comes into the picture who's a terrific player, and I saw him as a Globe Player of the Week one of the weeks a couple weeks back. Pretty impressive.
Yes, very good player too, much like his brother Wyatt.
Yeah. Oh, big hit right there, and Martin able to stay up. He got hit by 2 Hiller players, and he's down low chasing after the puck. Sent in front, but that puck was whacked, but Westwood able to come away with the puck again. Shot on net, and a save by Spavento. Malloy going to send it back up top to Sullivan. Back down to Malloy. Malloy sends it far side to McCabe. Shot by McCabe, saved by Spavento on the glove.
Good save by Spavento. Hillers need to clear the zone.
And a lot of great poise. Spavento, only a sophomore. You got a player down, no penalty there. Fans don't agree with it.
That was close. Those behind the back hits could sometimes draw the call. You got a little lucky there.
There's usually a roughing, where it's kind of unnecessary type play.
They don't like the hits from behind.
Yes, yeah. Especially not around the boards.
Long distance shot there from the far side by Resnick.
So great back and forth so far. Both teams with point blank opportunities. Both goalies been tremendous so far. Nolan Lewis walking it in. He throws it on net. Shot and saved by Spavento. That was a great patience he had to hold on to wait for some more room. Turned away by Spavento.
Yeah, I mean, Westwood, they're getting the bodies in front of the net. That's something the Hillers got to be aware of. I think they got to be quicker covering up the zone.
Matt Donovan was going the other way. Great job by the Hiller defenseman, able to knock that puck loose. It was knocked loose by number 18, Carter Moore.
You could just tell looking at these 2 teams down there, they both want this one back.
Yeah. It's the time of that year, so both teams, you need to get into the playoffs of the automatic bid. You want to get that 10 wins, but you also want to go into the playoffs with some good momentum. Some wins under your belt, some convincing wins.
Well, preferably a home game or 2.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and we got a penalty called coming up again. Shot and a score by Timmy Donovan. There was a delayed penalty being called, but a nice pass coming out to Timmy Dunn in front of the net, and he roofed it up to the top left corner for the Wolverine goal and their third goal.
Rough situation for the Hillers. Not only do you give up the goal to Timmy Donovan, but now you got to deal being shorthanded.
So I think they're going to negate that because it was technically delayed. So I think it will just be a goal, no penalty. Yeah, so.
Well, I'd like to say they got lucky, but giving up a goal, I guess I can't really say that.
Yeah. If it was, a major, no, the majors, those 5 minutes.
Right, the
you
majors
can score
would
as many
stay.
as you want in those 5 minutes. Timmy Donovan with a big goal for the Wolverines, senior captain.
Well, the Hillers had one of those situations a couple of weeks ago against Algonquin, 5-minute major, and they got back into the game, sent it to overtime, and ended up winning it.
It's a difference maker. You gotta be able to get it done when you get those opportunities. Because if you don't score with the 5 minutes, what a good look there. Saved by Quinn. Another save by Quinn. Back-to-back shots. Connor Merkel on the second one.
That's what you got to do if you're the Hillers. Get those bodies in front of the net. There's going to be deflections. There's going to be rebounds. And chances are, with the tremendous goaltending of Quinn, you're going to have to take advantage of a rebound.
Absolutely. Quinn is sharp as ever. He's ready to go right from the get-go.
Absolutely. Well,
you got
first
2
period,
seconds left to look with shot. The time expiring and beat the clock, but saved by Quinn.
Matt Pedroli sneaking in the buzzer beater.
That was a great pass, great look just before the close of the period. And that was a very entertaining first period, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you, the Hillers are getting the shots on net. They're getting pressure going, but credit to John Quinn. I mean, he's just making tremendous stops.
Yeah. I'm expecting, nothing much different for the second. Got to be an exciting second period. And, folks, we're going to take a break in between periods. What we're going to play is some great content that is going to lead you into between periods. We most recently on the Wolverine Report episode 27, we brought back head coach Kathy Delaney-Smith, head coach for Westwood and Harvard, to talk about her new book, Grit and Wit. So, check that out. We also got some great PSAs with the food pantry and some other cool stuff that you want to keep a watch out for. So we'll take a quick break, folks, and we'll be right back for the start of the second period.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
This book was fantastic because it really culminated everything in your career. Westwood, Harvard, Title IX, that fight. Also, principles that you enacted at Westwood, at Harvard, and also during your fight. And we'll talk about that. But to kind of kick things off, I want to get to, to know a little bit more about how this all came to fruition. So I understand that you, weren't really up for writing a book originally. Took some convincing. Who helped convince you to write a book, and ultimately, how did that start? Putting ideas on paper to getting this published.
Well, the bottom line to actually finally saying yes is Anne.
Yeah.
So she gets most of the credit. But I will say, the other author, Laura Barnard, who played for me at Harvard, was very instrumental also. Yeah. And she moved from the Midwest out here with her family and 3 girls. And she said, I want to give back and I want you to write a book. And I'm like, what? No. I'm just a dime a dozen. I work hard. I read my basketball drill books and I go to conferences and, there's really nothing to tell. And she said, no, I have a message, that you have a message and we can't let the message get lost. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then COVID hit and I had the opportunity to do Zooms with Ann and Laura and every alumni, almost everybody I ever coached, I think we ended up talking with. And I was blown away by the message, the classroom that Westwood was, even when I didn't know what I was doing. And at Harvard, where, and I think Westwood and Harvard, these women are at the top of their professions. And so if they learned a lot about being so successful by being on the basketball team, like that's a good message. So we'll give it a try.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, your principles, a lot of this book is about, too, the impact you had on your players. So Denise was a player for you in 1979, and one of the quotes you give was how it was important to respect all of your teammates.
Absolutely.
And if you weren't friends with them, just to still respect them. You're all part of one, team, one goal, all of that. You also an award-winning nurse, and what I read in the award kind of notes. So you won the Marquee Who's Who Top Nurses for Dedication, Achievement, Leadership, and Healthcare. And one of the things that was mentioned in that was how and it was similar to kind of the quote you said in the book, was about how it's important to treat everyone the same, how it's important to treat everyone with the best healthcare possible, and being able to deliver on that. How much of that mentality did you pick up from Coach? And the principles that she taught you of respecting your teammates, respecting opponents, and to have that as a core principle when it comes to being a good teammate.
Yeah, I feel like that was my ground zero. That was where I started to learn and started to absorb the importance of what was around me. Sometimes it's a good life lesson to just be quiet and recognize what's going on and try to take away your lessons. That's hard for me because I'm a talker.
Yeah.
But I did learn a lot. And then the application. So I've been on a lot of different teams professionally, being a nurse, and I've always tried to see each person for who they really are as individuals and see what's their contributing factors to our team. And I recognize that in Westwood because I was on the bench. I didn't play that much, but I recognized all of the life lessons and got to know each and every player and realized the importance of individuals collectively to make a team.
The Westwood Public Schools have partnered with the Westwood Food Pantry to celebrate the 100th day of school with a food drive. This time of year, typically after the winter months, our shelves start to get very low and people sort of forget about the pantry, but the need is always great no matter the time of year.
There are people in town that really struggle to make ends meet. We help out over 100, or typically around 100 households per month with groceries.
So we thought, hey, the 100th day of school is coming up, and we know that a lot of the elementary schools like to have some type of celebration around the 100th day of school, which this year is February 6th.
It's a very important initiative to help our fellow residents in town and to teach the children how important it is to help their fellow residents.
Each grade is going to be given a certain item to collect from our wish list of items.
The kids get to compete and bring in their items, and the teachers can use it as a learning experience, and they get to help their fellow residents in the town of Westwood that truly are in need.
Each grade in each elementary school will collect up to 100 or more, we're hoping more, items that then they'll count and put together for us, and then they'll get a chance to stop by the pantry and see what we're all about, see how it works, and they get a real look at how they're helping their neighbors here in Westwood in need.
The polls are open.
Let's go.
Right here.
I voted for Star. Ella. Star. Stall. Ella. Ella came in with 13 votes. Star came in with 22 votes. So the winner is Star.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you, Arch Orthodontics. Thank you, Cadillac of Norwood. Delighted to bring you guys Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Boys Hockey. You have Tom Nappy in the booth, the voice of HCAM and Hiller's Sports. Tom, that was a very exciting first period. What are you expecting to see here in the second?
Yeah, very exciting first period. Both teams got some good pressure. Once again, big credit to John Quinn, tremendous goaltending. Yeah. The Hillers got some great shots, especially towards the end of that first period, but still have not come up with any goals thanks to that great goaltending. But both teams getting pressure. One thing I see from the Hillers, they got to get more bodies in front of the net defensively. Don't let Westwood have those open gaps, and they're simply just going to need some goals to get back into this game.
Yeah. It's funny, my phone's going off. A lot of people watching from home. It's awesome. We got people down in Florida right now. Grandma Dumay. Also got the McGinnises in Canton. William, Maeve, Ellie watching. And, got Dad watching back home in Westwood. So, Dad, thank you for watching and tuning in to Westwood Media Center coverage of your Westwood Boys Hockey. And we are underway here in the second period. Westwood won the face-off, chipped it into Hopkinton territory, and then a little battle in the neutral zone. Some good forechecking going on there. Looks like Sam Spavento.
Yes, indeed. Matt Pedroli was able to work into Westwood's zone quickly to start this period, and Hillers, they're going to have to play keep away.
Yeah.
They really need to bring the pressure here.
Coming the other way, Connor Merkel with some speed, able to get around Josh McCabe, looking on a centering attempt, no one there, but Westwood able to get a stick on it and able to clear it out. Sent right back in, Quinn gonna settle it. He's gonna backhand it up the near side boards. Brian Sullivan will send it back, allow Westwood some time and space.
You see the Hillers keeping the defenders near the blue line. They want to try to avoid letting the puck back into the neutral zone.
They do such a good job of that. You know, over the years, they really trap that neutral zone to take full advantage of mistakes. And they get those turnovers, and then when they do, it's odd man rushes going the other way, 2-on-1s,
Right.
3-on-2s. Sometimes it's breakaways, you know, where they have the speed. You know, when you got a Wyatt Iantosca, you know, and that type of game that he had a couple years ago, you know, you would see a few of those a game.
Oh, absolutely.
Carazzo and Pavan Mera, you know, there was some solid hockey players to come through the Hiller program over the last several years. Puck sent towards the net, blocked, and then Spavento able to get a glove on it, and we got a whistle.
Well, see, a good job there getting the bodies in front of the net, but Blomqvist able to get through, and the Hillers are pretty lucky that I think it looks like Fryer in net now didn't let that rebound go.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting, Spavento, righty glove. You don't see too many of that these days.
Oh, correction, that is still Spavento.
The puck in the near side corner. It goes off the back of the net. Blomqvist trying to settle it down. Hiller's able to walk away with it. Looking far side, but miss on that connection. Malloy going to chip it right back in and chase.
You see, Morgan, on the home jerseys, the number on the sleeve is a little bigger.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you got all the tips of where to look. It's hard to see because sometimes you can't see the back of the number, you know, especially at full speed. On the entry by the Hillers, Iantosca shot on net, turned away by Quinn.
That's what you got to do, pound the net.
Iantosca, a freshman, he's a big kid.
He is.
Big kid for a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, Iantosca just a tremendous hockey family.
Yeah.
Great athletes.
The McPhersons, you know, as we were talking a couple weeks back, we're going to get a penalty. I think it's going to be on Tim Malloy, too. I think you're going to say he grabbed the Hiller player, 16, Parker Wynn, and I think the Hillers are going to have their first look at a power play.
This is a big opportunity here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're the Hillers, you got to take advantage of this situation, being down 3-0.
And they've got I remember watching their power play. They've got a similar power play to Westwood where they want to work it up top, get some shots from the point, get some rebounds, some screens.
Yeah.
So very similar to the Wolverines. Yep, they win it back. Defenseman at top of the umbrella, shot on net, saved by Quinn. Puck ends up in the far side corner. Wolverines able to ice that down. Ryan Sullivan jumped on that loose puck. Nolan Lewis able to get out ahead to win that puck battle, and then Hopkinton defenders able to get back into the play and negate that effort.
Well, that's the issue with...
We got a penalty.
Ooh, boy.
Let's see what this, I think it might be on the Hillers, so I think that's going to negate the penalty, the power play, and we're going to go 5-on-5 for a minute 37.
Yeah, they're going to get Parker Wynn. See, this is what you don't want to do.
No.
You have the power play opportunity, big opportunity to really get a goal, and now you get a penalty, and you're back to even strength.
Yeah, so now it's actually 4-on-4, so these are always interesting looks, Tom, because you got more ice to work with. And if you got some skilled players out there that can use that ice in a shot, what a save by Spavento. It was Nolan Lewis on the doorstep. Terrific pass by Josh McCabe.
That was a snipe.
And a great save.
Very good save.
Hiller's looking to split through the center of the ice. Nice play there. Shot on net. Saved by Quinn. That was a trickler of a rebound off Pedroli. Pedroli, a very talented player for the Hillers.
Yeah, Matt Pedroli, he had all 3 goals in a recent win against Algonquin. They were trailing 4-2, and Pedroli able to score 2 goals in the third period, and then the overtime winner. It was unbelievable.
Oh, nice. He's got a goal scorer name. You know,
He
Pedroli.
does.
That's
also
an
a great
name.
baseball player as well.
Is he? Nice. Well, those are always some battles as well. The Hopkinton Hillers and Westwood Wolverine baseball games. Typically night games, I feel like I've seen under the lights on HCAM, which have been fantastic.
Oh, I love those. They should put them all at night.
Yes.
It's just such a better atmosphere.
There's no lights for the baseball, softball fields at the high school for Westwood. However, there's a beer league softball field on the other side of town where they did senior night, shot on net, turned away by Quinn. And the lights on, they got trains in the background. What a scene it is. And they do that for senior night for the girls, and I keep saying, they got to do more games there. It's one of the most entertaining places to watch a softball game.
Yeah, there's something about those night games. It just makes it kind of have a playoff feel type of thing. And
under the lights, and
something always crazy happens in those games.
There's always a good buzz to the atmosphere. It makes you feel like, hey, it's our pastime. And it brings back some good old fun childhood memories.
And of course, you get a bigger crowd.
Yes.
A lot of people are at work for those afternoon games watching us do our broadcast.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But at night, they're able to go.
They're able to get there in person. And then they go home and they watch the replay on HCAM.
So if any ADs are listening out there, put the games at night.
Yeah, we want night games. That was one of my favorite things to do, Tom, when I was coaching, helping out Coach Westwood Hockey. I'd immediately put HCAM on after the game to watch the replay. Blomquist gets a turnover. He's going the other way, going to the outside, looking for a player jumping into play. We're all even now. He sends it up top, finds Fengler. Fengler with a shot on net, goes just wide right.
You see the Hiller defenders loading the box.
Yeah. Yep, they're trying to get in front of those shots or a deflection, which always helps your goaltender. Westwood able to come away with that puck battle. Blomquist sends it down low to Martin. Puck still loose. A little bit of a rugby scrum down there, and then Hiller's coming away with it with some speed. That's Parker Wynn. He's going to send it in deep, have Westwood defenders chase after. Nice reverse play there by Fengler to Dumais. Dumais finds Malloy on the near side. Malloy sends it far side with some space there. Puck takes a Westwood bounce, and there was some contact there, no call. And puck going the other way, and they were going to get a penalty here. Be a slash on Dumais.
Slash, or maybe they'll call it a trip, either one.
Yeah. So we're going to get a second look at a power play now for the Hillers.
They're getting chippy out there.
Yes, yeah. It's emotion, and the key to hockey is you got to be able to channel it. Emotion's good, when you want to win, and you want to win those puck battles, but you also got to be able to channel it sometimes and know where to use it and things like that. You got a face-off here. Rolf taking the draw against Connor Merkel. Rolf able to win that back. And Connor Blaney coming away with it. He's got some space. He's got Rolf heading to the net. What a smart move. Holds up and sends it down low, which helps take a few more seconds off the clock. And this is where you really want to be disruptive to a power play, is on those entries. But Hiller's doing a great job on that entry. A nice clean entry to get that in the zone, and now they're able to get their power play going.
Yeah, they're trying to set up Pedroli there.
Yeah. You got Pedroli in that Alexander Ovechkin spot where the one-timers typically come from.
Yeah,
you always see a lot of backdoor goals as well, with the where he's set up. These teams, typically in the TVL too, Tom, you see these teams, they move the puck well, and they get teams watching that, and then they'll get a player like him work down low, and he's right there on the doorstep for a one-timer and an empty net. It's
right.
They do a good job of moving it where they catch you off guard, and you miss your blind spot there with that player down low.
Right, and you don't know if they're going to try to put it in the middle or go to that left circle. It kind of leaves your opponent guessing as well.
Yeah. It's hard to do two things at once. That was a good look, and that deflected by, I think, Brian Sullivan out of play. So a great defensive play there. Able to get a point-blank shot deflected over the net, which is going to get a face-off to the right of John Quinn. Minute 8 left on the power play.
Well, it's good pressure by the Hillers, but I think they got to attack the net here.
Yes. Yeah, getting it to the net. They got some big bodies. Use those to their strength. Looking up top, Pedroli. Bounce off his stick, but back on his stick. He has a shot just wide.
Rocket by Pedroli.
That was an absolute rocket. A snapshot. And Hillers moving the puck around. Shot saved by Quinn. That was a terrific save off of Will Ian-Tosca.
That was an excellent save. Ian-Tosca had a pitch-perfect shot.
Point-blank opportunity. And Johnny Quinn right there on the spot to make a big save. They say, you know, to have an effective penalty kill, the best penalty kill you can have sometimes is your goaltender, you know, and Johnny Quinn's showing that.
Absolutely, he's been tremendous today.
The big boy, when he's in front of the, when he's in the net with those pads on, he's about 6'4", 6'5".
That always helps.
Yeah, it does help.
10 seconds on the power play. Hiller's running out of time here.
Yep, looking to work it in, get a shot before the penalty expires. Puck goes in front of the net, no one there. Ends up in the near side corner and the penalty's expired. Dumais back on the ice, skating back in the defensive zone.
There's a great job by Sullivan getting in front of that last shot.
We got a look going the other way. Blomqvist, he's got an angle, takes it to the net, shot, save. Great save by Spavento. That was off a block on the shot from the point. It had some good speed to go out that, get an angle, and get a good look on that that breakaway opportunity.
Yeah, Spavento, sophomore, he's really up and coming. He's done a terrific job.
He's going to be a pillar player, a kid that, you know, is going to keep you in every game. And there's every now and then you see these goaltenders like that at that age that they're going to get better too, which is even scarier.
Yeah, I mean, the Hillers, they got a good backup in Connor Fryer, and he's not really a backup. I mean, they split time a lot, Spavento and Fryer. And it's the same situation they had last year.
Yeah.
Both of them were the key goaltenders in their freshman season, so their junior, senior year, they should be just out of this world.
Yeah. It also helps with the workload, too. If you have two good goalies, you know, your top goalie's not going to be burnt out. You know, the Bruins showed that example a couple years ago when you had Swayman and you had Allmark.
Well, especially at this point of the season. I mean, you got 3 games essentially every week.
Yeah.
It gets tiring if it's one goaltender doing it all.
It's a grind, especially when you look at like Westwood. Westwood practices at 5 a.m. It's a long season, and when you add that to the mix, it's you hit a wall at some point. So when you got some extra depth to add to that, it just makes it allows you to get through those tough parts of the season with some wins.
Yeah, do they practice on game day, do you know?
They do not practice on game day. They do not practice the day after games. So the practices are typically Monday, Tuesday, and then on Friday, with games on Wednesday and Saturday. Puck sent down low to Lewis, just bounced off his stick, able to collect it, sends it back up top. Wolverines moving the puck around nicely. They sent it far side. Looking on that play was Will Dempsey out there, freshman defender. Puck sent back up top. Hiller's looking to work it inside the red, and they're going to chip it in and make a change, and they're going to say that was on the other side of the red line and an icing called.
Yeah, this Hiller team, they were having 3 games a week for the last couple of weeks, and then finally last week got a little bit of a break as they had Tuesday until Saturday off.
That's interesting because, yeah, I remember when Westwood played the Hillers this year, I believe it was Hopkinton's first game of the year, and Westwood had already had like 3 games. So I was wondering where they would make up the, you know, where they would make up the schedule, and it sounds like it's recently.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of those non-league games that are on Mondays get scheduled towards the middle of the season.
Yeah.
It just happens to be the best time frame for the opponents in the arena and whatnot.
Yeah. So pass picked off by the Hillers. Walking in, shot, saved by Quinn. I believe that was Parker Wynn, it was.
Yeah, the captain Parker Wynn getting in there for a nice shot. Great save by Quinn once again, and Quinn doing a nice job not letting that puck rebound with a couple more Hiller forwards approaching.
That was a great anticipation there by Parker Wynn to get in front of that passing lane and go the other way, and good look for the Hillers. Hillers able to win a puck battle down low, but Blomqvist gets the stick on that, well defended. Puck behind the net. Martin comes down to help support, sends it up top. Wolverines able to get that out.
Westwood just doing such a nice job defensively at rushing the puck.
Yeah, they got that layered defense that every now and then, that the center's always an important piece for the Westwood's defense because they're that third defender that, you know, really protects the front of the net. But if that puck will work in that corner and it's kind of working its way towards the top, you have the ability to have that forward come back down low to help out. And, you know, if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that you're getting that puck out. And they had, really good decision making right there to help do that. Martin coming down to help out, able to chip that off the boards, where West was able to get out of the defensive zone. Those come handy when it comes to the third period, when you want to get the puck out without icing it.
Yes.
Those are how you need to get it done. Puck in the neutral zone. Tim Malloy chasing it down. He missed on that connection. Sent back. That was a great forecheck there by
they got locked
Hiller
up.
Player, getting locked up. Physical play.
No call, though. I think the officials probably just said, that looked even.
Those two good players. That was Pedroli and Bloomquist going at it. I'm sure they've come across each other in other sports. That's one of the funny things is when you cover these games, you cover multiple games, you just see a lot of familiar names of kids that played other sports. And a lot of these kids know each other not only from hockey, but, I played them in baseball, or I played them in golf.
I mean, I'd say most of these athletes out there played multiple sports,
Yes.
whether it's track and field one season, or Pedroli's case, he plays baseball as well.
Pass inside, loose in front of the net. Matt Donovan is going to work it back up top, just gets through the legs of McCabe. He's got some help there from Fallon.
Hiller's lucky to get it out of there. That was a dangerous situation.
Nolan Lewis coming away with it, making a couple moves, goes inside, working to the net, just misses wide right. That was a fantastic move.
Good job by Parker Wynn staying in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. He made a good adjustment there at the most important time when he was right by the goalie. I don't know if you remember the first game we did, Tom. He was that kid that had that beautiful play to work it down and then put the puck underneath the bar for the Wolverines. He scored the first 2 goals for the Wolverines in the first game that they had this year.
Yeah, and about the first 20 seconds of the first game.
Yes, it was right around after we were talking about the national anthem, the Jimi Hendrix version of the national anthem.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that was a rough situation for the Hiller team. I mean, it was their first game of the season, and you're playing against an experienced Westwood team that's already had 4 games.
Tough way to start, where I think they had the wrong national anthem on there. And if they didn't stop it, it was going to go on for about 7 minutes. Timmy Donovan going the other way. Shot on net. That was turned away by Spavento. Puck took an awkward bounce off the official.
He must have been like, do they play this national anthem every game?
I had thought that someone was playing it in the building. I had no clue, but we all had a good chuckle after. And then Nolan Lewis with a quick goal.
Now, if you watch the video of that national anthem, it makes a lot more sense.
It does. It pieces everything together. Dalton, takes a big hit. That's a high hit, and that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, went a little high there. That's going to draw a call. They don't like those headshots.
They also protect those headshots, so we got to see what is called here. Sometimes you get a 5-minute for the headshot and see both officials talking to each other. They're seeing whether it's going to be 5 or 2.
2 minutes.
So 2 minutes hit to the head.
And I think that's the right call.
I think so too.
It was a hit to the head, but I don't think it was intentional.
No, I think it's just sometimes the players have their head down, and the other thing too is sometimes in the game, players of the puck got to put their head up to protect themselves too. So it was definitely a penalty, but I think it's the right call, not 5. And it was good to see Pat Dalton got right back up.
Absolutely.
Wolverines getting their power play going. Brady Dumais at the top, shot on net, loose in front of the net. Matt Donovan with a secondary shot, that gets deflected. Hiller's looking to get that out. They do.
It was a great wrister by Dumais.
Yeah. He's been the leader for him and Josh McCabe are the 2 leaders on the back end. They have been terrific for a long time for the Wolverines. Brady Dumais, more of the offensive defenseman. He moves the puck very effectively. Josh McCabe, big physical presence, sets the tone, so dependable down low. And when you got those 2 working together, it's a terrific tandem, both seniors. Dumais dishing it off to Matt Donovan. Matt Donovan scored the 2nd goal. Was looking for a streaking Nolan Lewis there. Missed on that connection, but able to get the puck back.
I like what the Hillers are doing here. They're crowding that zone, not leaving any open gaps in front of the net.
Making it difficult for the Wolverines to move that puck. Very aggressive on the penalty kill.
Yeah, they can't afford to give up a goal here.
Lewis, the backhand pass finds Sullivan. Shot by Sullivan gets deflected and then sent down the river by the Hillers. 42 seconds or 40 seconds remaining on the penalty kill, but that doesn't matter because there's 15 seconds remaining here in the period.
Yeah, it's going to go into this third period unless Westwood is able to score this final 10 seconds.
That shot gets deflected. And we got a whistle, I believe, for the net being off. And we got a couple players having some words.
Yeah, there's some extracurricular. Oh, are we going to get another penalty here?
We'll see. A lot of times that kind of stuff, they'll let them get away with.
There's a lot of pointing going on.
They give the warnings, that's my final warning. It's good when you have warnings, it shows you kind of where the limits are, Hockey's one of those sports where there are going to be words after face-offs and whatnot, but everyone's friends after the game, Tom.
For the most part.
For the most part.
It might take a day or two for some of these guys.
No, absolutely, especially TVL large matchups. So we got 4 seconds remaining in the period. We got Malloy. Wolverines just trying to get a quick win and a shot. Puck sent to the net. Spavento saves it, and then the second shot was after the buzzer. But a very entertaining period. Both teams having power plays, and very effective penalty kills done by both teams.
Absolutely, and a much better period for the Hillers, especially defensively. They don't give up any goals that period, despite the couple penalties that they had to deal with. And you had to hold it at the very least 3-0 heading into that third period to have any type of chance to get back into this game.
Absolutely. And, right now I'd imagine head coach Scott Hayes talking to the guys, starts with one. Get one goal, chip into it. You get that second goal, it's a 1-goal game. You have all the momentum coming in. And then to Westwood, what you'd probably hear from Coach Siebert, Coach Ferrari, Coach Toronto is closing out games. In playoff games, it's good to take the lead, but to win, you got to close it out.
Right.
And part of that is block shots. Don't take any penalties. Helping out your goaltender, communication, things like that. But a great period. Stick around, folks. Wolverines up 3-0, scoreless there in the second period.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood, welcome to the first installment of Westwood Real Estate with Mike Tinsley for 2025. It's the beginning of a new year, which means that media outlets and industry experts are weighing in with their real estate market predictions for the next 12 months. With that in mind, I thought I'd get in on the fun and make some of my own predictions for the Westwood real estate market for the upcoming year. So far in January, there have been 5 homes listed for sale in Westwood. Obviously not a big number, and it's much too early to glean any definitive market trends yet, but this is a noticeable jump from last year when only a single home had been listed for sale by this time in mid-January. My first prediction is that this trend is going to continue, and we'll see a significantly larger number of homes listed for sale in 2025 compared to 2024. Last year, 179 homes hit the market, and my prediction for this year is 215. Now, does this increase in supply mean that prices will go down? My crystal ball says no. There will be ample buyer demand for our town to absorb this increase in home inventory. Not only that, but I predict that interest rates will finally drop below 6%, something that we haven't seen since 2022. Which means that even more qualified homebuyers will enter the buyer pool. Economics 101 tells us that more buyers means more demand, which means that home values are going to go up. I predict a 5% jump in Westwood home values. So there is my expert-ish take on what the Westwood real estate market is going to look like in 2025. We'll revisit these numbers at the end of the year to see how things went, unless I'm way off, in which case we'll just delete this video. My tip of the month for January is for those home sellers who plan on listing their house for sale this spring. Now is a great time to have your heating and HVAC system serviced. Not only will buyers appreciate a recent inspection and tune-up, but you could potentially identify and repair any issues that otherwise might come up during a future home inspection. That's it for this month. We'll see you in February. Thanks, guys.
My name is Dr. Drew Chase. I am the owner of Arch Orthodontics. I've been part of the practice for 25 years, just celebrated the 25th anniversary in June. The Arch has been an entity since 1974. I've been with the practice since 1998. That's about as long as I've been an orthodontist, in fact. Primarily, Arch Orthodontics provides services that talk to straightening out your teeth. The foundation of orthodontics is in moving the teeth, creating great smiles and healthy bites. In addition to that, we do Botox therapy to enhance the facial aesthetic, as well as fillers. Part of Botox therapy isn't just for facial aesthetics. It actually has to do with resolving TMJ pain and bruxism discomfort. Well, I think misconceptions about orthodontics really have to do with what's involved in getting to the outcome. Many people think that it hurts. Many people think that orthodontics takes a really long time. Many people are challenged with the concern about what they'll look like going through treatment. And there are a host of options that are going to solve those issues, shorter amount of time and less visible. We like to see orthodontic patients for their first visit by the age of 7. What we do is check to make sure they're developing normally and in an appropriate manner. The typical age that we start comprehensive orthodontic treatments is about 12 years old, which is about the time that all the rest of the baby teeth fall out and the adult teeth are growing in. We've been in this office in Westwood for 8 years, but we were in another location for another 4 years prior to that. It is an extension of where we started. The office began its practice in Stoughton, and we have gradually expanded our footprint up into Boston, out onto Cape Cod, and the convenience of living in the town that I work in, working in the town that I live in is beautiful. And it's wonderful to see the patients that we have on a regular basis when I go over to the other local businesses and be out on the ball field with my kids. We participate in pretty much all the town activities in Westwood in order for us to really engender ourselves within the town. We support the schools, we support the sports team. I did a mouthguard program to ensure that all of our athletes were protected, offering free custom-made professional grade mouthguards to all of the high school athletes in the town. It's the most wonderful profession in the world. It really allows us to be artistic. It allows us to create confidence for people. When they feel good about themselves, they are able to function at a higher capacity. As far as function is concerned, the impact of a proper bite and a healthy alignment of your teeth is significant. It does, in fact, affect your systemic health. So there's a direct correlation between poor oral hygiene and inability to clean your teeth as a function of how they're positioned, and heart health, diabetes, and such. So the sooner you get your teeth straight, the longer you keep your teeth straight, the more healthy you'll be for the rest of your life.
I really like the relationships I build with the kids. I get to bond with the kids and show them things. Like, I've taught a lot of kids a bunch of things, and I really like it.
Well, I applied because I had been coming here ever since I was 7.
I worked here because I wanted to work with my brother.
I've been at the Westwood Rec like basically my entire life, so it's just really fun to finally be able to make the magic.
I applied to Rec because I worked at Extended Day, and I thought it was gonna be like, I knew a lot of the kids already, and it's just like a fun continuation of that.
I went here as a kid, it was really fun, and I wanted to see what it'd be like as a CIT, and it's just really fun being able to connect with all the kids.
The kids that always want me to come back and enjoy me being their counselor has really made me want to keep returning. The best part is being able to play games as part of your job is really fun. It almost doesn't even feel like a job.
Definitely just being able to give the kids enjoyment and fill their time with laughs and, fun memories.
I come back each summer because I just love seeing the looks on kids' faces and the smiles when we make the crafts and we play in the playground. It's just really fun.
Well, I think the best part about being a counselor is getting to play a bunch of games for work, and it's not super serious, and it's just a lot of fun.
I think Westwood Rec Summer Camp is really special because they put a lot of effort into making sure that the kids are having a great time. That's the #1 priority, is that everyone is happy.
Working with the kids, it's fun. You still get to play the games, you get to enjoy yourself, and the opportunities that come from it, it's great. So definitely worthwhile coming here over the summer.
Hello and welcome to Westwood News Now. I'm your host, Charlotte Lynch, here to recap and preview all things Westwood.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. About ready to kick off the third period. Joined by Tom Nappy, a voice of the Hillers and HCAM. We also have Mike McGrail, senior intern for Westwood Media Center and Camera. Evan Cardamino, technical director. I am Morgan Donahue, folks. And Wolverines up 3-0. They're going to still have 22 seconds remaining on the power play. A little summary of the goals for the Wolverines. Sean Blomquist on the first goal for Westwood. Matt Donovan on a snipe on the second goal. And then Timmy Donovan with the third goal for the Wolverines. We got a big period here.
Absolutely. Important that the Hillers are able to hold through the rest of this power play and try to avoid getting penalties in this third period. You're going to need all the help you can get.
Yeah. Make smart plays out there. You got to make rational decisions when the emotions are high. And Westwood, the puck down low. Rolf is looking to chip it over to Dalton. Puck is loose. Dalton able to come away with it. He was looking for a streaking McCabe.
Yeah, I don't
Missed
think
on that
it cost
connection.
to notice the puck was right near his skate.
And the Hillers going the other way. So we are at full strength now. A fresh sheet of ice. Tom, sometimes it takes about a minute or two for this ice to really kind of freeze. It's not. Oh, and a
Oh, look at that! What a score that was. An absolute snipe from the top of the left circle by Parker Wynn.
Yeah, Parker Wynn with a terrific shot. And that's what we were talking about, is you got to get that first one. That first one gets you kind of right back in there within arm's reach.
That's big. 43 seconds into the period.
Yeah, terrific shot. I don't know if there was a screen on the play, but regardless, what a release.
I just don't think they saw it coming.
Yeah. Went off the crossbar, I believe, down. So a little bar down action there for Parker Wynn to put the Hillers on the board. Westwood 3, Hillers 1. Westwood going the other way, shot on net by Malloy. That's turned around by Spavento.
Well, I got the fans back into it.
Yeah, they got the den here now, cheering on their Wolverines. Puck centered, squirts through the crease area. Dumais able to pick it up. He's trying to send it up the far side, missed on that connection. working it up, trying to pass it up to Connor Merkel there, and that a little too much on that one. And then Blomqvist with the turnover, sends it over to Malloy. He was trying to work it inside. Great defensive play there. The number 5, that was Corey DaCosta. DaCosta's been a solid defender for the Hillers. He makes a nice pass there on the breakout. What a beautiful touch pass breakout there by the Hillers. Then on the entry, Matt Pedroli.
Ooh, Pedroli had a nice break coming up the ice. Good job by number 10 there, Caleb Fengler, catching him.
Freshman Caleb Fengler. He's been a very impressive player for the Wolverines. Been playing since game 1 as well.
Oh, a swing and a miss in front of the net by Resnick.
That was a good look.
Good feed from Ian Tosca. He had Resnick just waiting there. I like this pressure right now by the Hillers.
They got a little bit, they got a little pep in the step right now. That's something, you know, a goal will do that. A goal will do that. Westwood trying to
I wonder what the locker room chat was like.
Yeah, I bet you it was about getting that first one. Don't matter how, you know, ugly goals they'll take. Nolan Lewis, a nice move. Working it on the outside. Shot and a save by Spavento.
Great job by Spavento staying with it.
Yes.
Lewis flying up the ice there.
Lewis, tremendous speed. Coming across and deflected on that shot. McCabe gonna play it in the corner. He chips it over to Matt Donovan. He's gonna chip it himself. He goes down, and now we're gonna get a power play again for the Wolverines.
It's not what you want here.
No.
You had some momentum, and this could make you lose that.
John Quinn goes off. Wolverines get another player on. Looking to get an opportunity. Shot by Matt Donovan. Goes wide off the glass. Puck works up top to Josh McCabe and get the whistle, and ref is gonna call the penalty. Penalty.
This is what you got to avoid.
Yeah. 3 minutes, 9 seconds in. Penalty called on number 9, Ian Tosca.
It's his second penalty of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell too. He did not want to get called there.
No. It's such a fast game though. Like, I mean, this is, you have to kind of do it sometimes to be able to slow the game down and to win a puck battle.
Or you need to do something else, but then it turns into a penalty.
Yes. When you do it, you're like, uh-oh, I shouldn't have done that. But
it's going to happen.
Yeah. Dumais with the shot. That gets blocked.
Good shot on net, though.
Yeah. Matt Donovan is going to work it inside. He's looking to shoot. Hard shot.
He's looking for the 5-hole there.
And the puck was loose. I think they're going to say there was a player in the crease, which is going to bring the face-off outside. Which is going to be big. I mean, to bring that face-off outside, you're already half.
Yeah, a bit of a break for the Hillers.
Forcing Westwood to make a difficult entry when you got all these bodies right there. Best thing you can do is kind of move it back to work it in. But now you see a line. Very hard to work it in, where you got to get the feet moving. Nice pass there. Finds Matt Donovan in front of the net, shot by Nolan Lewis, and then a shot from the outside by Timmy Donovan goes wide. Wolverines working it around.
Good coverage in front of the net by the Hillers.
Yes. You got Brian Sullivan down low. The defenders for Wolverines sends it up top to Nolan Lewis. Back to Sullivan. Lewis, nice pass, nice quick pass it for the Wolverines. Pass near side to Dumais, shot gets deflected. That was a great shot on net. Got a piece of, I think, a Hiller player and went over the crossbar. Hopkinton able to ice it down. So 41 seconds remaining on the power play.
That's a good send away there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if they could kill off this power play, that's huge.
Big momentum shifter, and not just momentum shifters from goals, but if you can kill off a big penalty kill, that's a huge momentum in your favor. Little saucer pass up top. Gets to Brian Sullivan. He holds, works it in the middle. And they were looking to make a move there, and Hopkinton going the other way. On the stick of Jack Resnick. Shot, saved by Quinn. And Quinn gets the glove on it for the whistle.
What a save by Quinn, and then he reaches out, scoops it up before they can do anything off the rebound. But that was a great breakaway. Good teamwork by Pedroli and Resnick.
Yeah, Westwood's got to clean that up. It was not a good play. You don't want to make a move there where you're the last defender. You got to get rid of that, move that puck forward. especially if you're that last guy back. You know, there's no one back there to help you except the goalie.
Yeah, Pedroli just kind of poked it out, and Resnick ran with it.
They've done a couple of that tonight. They're very good on anticipation on the plays, where they've turned into some solid offensive opportunity players. But it helps when you have a guy like Johnny Quinn back there making some big saves for the Wolverines.
Well, you killed off the power play, so if you're the Hillers now, get some pressure going.
Yep. We got 9 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in the game. The Wolverines up 3-1 after,
big hit there.
Big hit, and that's going to be a penalty. So the Wolverines going to go on the penalty kill.
Yeah, McCabe hit him a little high. And he's
that was
going to
a
get
cross-check called. So big opportunity here for the Hillers.
Yeah, this is an opportunity you almost have to take advantage of, being down 2 goals.
Yep. This is a big opportunity. You have a good look and a good chance here to chip into the Westwood's lead. Changes the game. A 1-goal game makes you feel like you're skating downhill, makes the other team feel like, you know, you are stuck in quicksand a little bit.
Yeah, they got the big shooters out there right now.
We'll work it up top. Pedroli sends it far side to the goal scorer, Parker Wynn. Parker Wynn scored the lone goal in this period so far. A great shot from the point, and a loose puck gets through with Nolan Lewis sending it down the length of the ice. It was a good pass, but no one was there to see it.
Yeah, you got to crowd the zone if you're the Hillers. They had their offense on the outside.
Keep an eye on these Westwood penalty killers too. They're the type of guys that can make a turnover and go the other way. Timmy Donovan right there, number 20, in my opinion, one of the fastest kids in the league when he gets his feet moving.
Well, I believe the Hillers learned that when they played him back in December.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, a save off a nice close shot on net. The Wolverine players looking to clear out
things getting a little
the Hiller
crazy.
players. Getting a little territorial.
This could be huge if there's another Westwood penalty.
I think they're going to allow it. I don't see the kind of the penalty type body language.
Might have just been a warning.
Yeah.
It looked like there was a couple pushes and punches being thrown.
If anything, they typically will call the player that's by the goalie, because you got to protect the goalie too.
Right.
Where most of the times those are like matching, but I like how they didn't call anything. You know,
yeah, I like that too, because I thought there was guilty. There was guilt on both sides there.
Yes. Hiller's working the puck around. That puck gets deflected, stays in the zone. Played by Pedroli, who sends it down deep. He's finding Ronan Siglin. Siglin in the far corner. Actually, no, that was number 6. That was Merkel. Back up to Pedroli. Pedroli looking far side. Working off the backhand. That goes through. And Westwood looking to chase a loose puck. Blomqvist with it. Working towards the net, but ran out of real estate, and Spavento came out to play that. But still effective, because it ticked about 15, 20 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that was big for Westwood. Nice job by Merkel not getting a trip there.
Yeah, very smart. He used his speed to get back into the play. And
there you go.
Big goal there.
Pedroli finds Siglin just waiting there, and Siglin shoves it in.
Took it right to the net. Found him right on the doorstep to bury that goal.
We got ourselves a game here.
Yes, we do. So a 1-goal game. That's what we were talking about of what is Hopkinton looking to do. They're looking to get this to within 1. They just did. What was Westwood looking to do? Westwood looking to close out the game, you know? And you got to do that by not giving them opportunities, power plays, things like that. So.
Well, that's what the Hillers needed more of. Crowd the middle. Yep. Get in front of that net.
Take it to the net. Rebounds. Screens. Throw it on net. Good things will happen. They're looking inside again. That puck gets knocked away. Brian Sullivan comes out to play it. Sends it over to Nolan Lewis. Nolan Lewis with a head of steam. Trying to split the defense. Well played by the Hillers. Then shot on net by Matt Donovan. And that's saved by Spavento. We get a whistle.
Yeah, I think Westwood's going to get more aggressive here, feeling the heat a little bit. With the Hillers close it in, they're going to start putting the puck on net.
Yeah. This is a big confidence thing for Westwood. Like, how do you answer? Right. How do you answer these tough goals? So You know, you want to be able to prove that self that you can score a big goal after giving up a tough kind of deflating goal.
I'll tell you, interesting. Ronan Siglin scored the goal. He's typically a defensive guy.
Yeah. You got big bodies too. You know, you really want to work players down low to use those big frames. It looks like we got an injured player, the Hillers. Paul Lilla, the trainer for the Wolverines, going to check in on them. Paul, one of the very best in the TVL. He's been doing this since my freshman year, our freshman year, Tom. So 2001, 2002 season was Paul's first year. And he's still been with Westwood. Terrific guy and a fantastic trainer.
So he's in good hands over there.
Very good hands. Nolan Lewis trying to send that in deep. He whiffed a little bit on that one, but still effective. Wolverines trying to get into the passing lanes to get a turnover here. They do. Matt Donovan off his stick, shot on net. That gets blocked, and that's going to be sent down the length of the ice for an icing. So this is where Westwood has an advantage on things like this, on icings. It's, you know, the players, you can make changes, right? Different than the AHL, but Westwood has last change. So now you've seen 2 periods worth of the different lines, the combinations. You have the last change, so you can see, all right, this line's coming out, I want this line to match up against them. And that's a small thing that turns into big things when you have that home advantage when it comes to matchups. A centering attempt gets through, no one there, and Hopkinton coming away with some speed. Pedroli working the outside. Fingler doing a good job of keeping him outside.
Yeah, nice job by Fingler getting the puck away from him. You certainly don't want to let Pedroli get any open looks.
Pedroli, a freshman? Are you kidding me? That was a freshman on freshman. That was a freshman on freshman matchup. 2 very talented youngsters here in the TVL. 15 for Green and 10 for the Wolverines.
He may be a freshman, but he doesn't play like it.
No. It's funny, like when we work these girls games. I called a goal earlier this year for a freshman on Westwood. It wasn't her first goal because she scored one as an 8th grader.
We got an 8th grader that has scored over 20 goals.
That's incredible.
Kelsey McPherson, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And if you remember the name, her father was the coach for many years for the
Former
Hillers.
boys coach.
Yeah. And I believe her brother too played for the Hillers.
Yes.
Who was a talented player, played with on the top line as a youngster.
Yeah, Chris McPherson.
I'd imagine
tremendous.
He should be like a junior or senior by now, but I think he went to maybe private school or prep school. And his talents have gone on to the next level.
Yeah, Will McPherson, I believe his name was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was with the Hillers a couple years and then went to a private school and I think came back in his senior year to play with his friends for one last time.
Centering attempt, works it up top, shot, goes over the glove of Quinn. Westwood trying to work it out of the zone on the near side, unable to. And then puck ends up in the middle and Westwood able to chip it out. Hiller's going to go right back in. They send that in. That's a big hit by Tim Malloy on the blue line. Big hit there on Carter Moore. Pat Dalton on the outlet. Finds Malloy, who's trying to make a move. That was whacked to the side by DaCosta. And Westwood kind of in no man's land. That got knocked off their stick, and the Hillers just with a little bit more pep in their step, just chasing after pucks and winning puck battles. They showing they kind of want it right now. The Wolverines need to match that level. Dalton on the entry. He loses the puck. Going the other way is Ian Tosca. Looking on the near side with Jack Resnick.
Yeah, I mean, this is it for the Hillers. This is where you leave it all on the ice.
Yeah. You got 3 minutes, 48 seconds left. We've noticed this. This is the time of year where it's kind of do or die for these teams. And the teams that are playing like their playoff lives are on the line, you can see. Saw it the other night from King Philip. They played like they had nothing to lose and came out with a big win, and that's going to be another power play for the Hillers.
Could be on McCabe once again, and this is big, very big for the Hillers.
This is going to be a big opportunity for the Hillers to tie it up here in the third. Westwood up 3-2.
This is the exact situation you want if you're Hopkinton.
To a T.
Yep.
The Hillers with their power play unit out there. The Wolverines got Tim Donovan, Nolan Lewis as the penalty killing forwards. They get
I'll tell you, they're carving up this ice out there.
They are. Very, a lot of snow out there.
I saw Merkel all covered in snow.
Yeah. Good stick there by Timmy Donovan, able to disrupt that pass. Puck gets launched in the air, and Lewis able to send that down. Timmy Donovan going to chase after it. He's got a good angle, and he's going to force that puck to be sent the other way. So that helped kill off about 15 seconds on the kill. An effective start for the Wolverines.
A good start for Westwood. Hillers got to.
That's going to be an icing. Wow, that is an unforced error there by the Hillers, where they're trying to get that puck into the offensive zone, but they sent that in on the other side of the red line to get an icing called, which is going to bring that face-off all the way back.
Yeah, that one hurts a little if you're the Hillers. And you wonder if at what point are they going to
talk through it.
At what point are they going to go with the empty net? I mean, probably still a little bit early right now.
I don't think they'll do it now, but I think they
would you consider it because you're on that power play?
Well, you got a minute 17, so, you know, you could still score a 5-on-5 goal. They got a lot of momentum. You can also still, you got 5-on-4 for a minute 17, so I'd say at least go through that. I think what they're doing right now is pretty smart, because what he's doing now is he's resting the guys he wants to keep out there for the remaining part of the power play, right? So you're going with your guys, you know, the guys that you say, hey, we're going to win by you, we're going to lose by you. So he's making sure that they can talk through it too. You know, all right, you have the face-off in your defensive zone. They got to talk through how are we going to get a nice clean entry where when we do get into Westwood territory, the puck's still on our stick. That is the most difficult part of a power play, is getting it into the other zone and maintaining possession. A lot of times you see teams dump it in and chase after it, and then, you know, it's sent right back out. You don't want that to happen. You want it to go in there, you have it, you're moving it around, you're getting your game going.
Well, you see Ronan Siglin back out there.
Yeah.
Watch out for Hillers putting
him down low.
And some good size on the edge of the net.
Had that net front goal. They scored a second goal for the Hillers to get them within one. So the Hillers won the face-off, and they're looking to work their entry. And a nice clean entry there, hit by Dumais, which was helpful because it allowed Fengler to get a stick on that puck. Puck still loose towards the top, and the Wolverines able to knock that out. So a great job by the Wolverines, able to work that puck out, which killed another 5-10 seconds off the clock, forcing the Hillers back on another entry. And that was
Petroli trying to find Siglin.
That was a pass that was right in a high scoring area. The Wolverines did a good job of getting a quick stick on that, getting it outside, and the puck went outside of play for a whistle. And we're going to have 45 seconds remaining on the power play, 2 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here in the game. Coming down to the wire here.
That was a good feed by Pedroli. Westwood was ready for it that time. Hillers had the big man coming up the slot, and Westwood defender is able to crowd the net.
Pedroli inside. Shot saved by Quinn. And then another pass, save again by Quinn. John Quinn, back-to-back shots with
Huge
crucial saves. Another look. The Wolverine defender able to knock that back. We got another penalty called.
Pandemonium out there right now.
Looks like going to be another penalty on Westwood. Hillers are going to have a 5-on-3 with 20 seconds.
So it'll be 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. Yeah. Don't forget, for another minute 40.
This is, though, when you pull the goalie. You got to pull the goalie here. To have a 5-on-3, now you could turn it to a 6-on-3.
They might be thinking maybe it's still a little too early.
I'd do it for 20 seconds when you get the 5-on-4 back. You know, it's more opportunity for Westwood to get the stick on that puck, but we'll see. Goalie's in the net.
Yeah, they're gonna keep them in for now.
That's a big face-off win for the Wolverines. Are they able to get it out? They do, being down 5-3, which is huge. So difficult to get possession when you have two less guys. But puck sent back in by the Hillers. They're going to work their power play. 3 seconds, 2, 1 left on the original one, so it's now 5-on-4. Shot on net, turned away by Quinn. The second one ties it up.
Popped in. And I believe that was Pedroli.
Pedroli again.
Another game-tying goal for Pedroli. Mr. Clutch.
That's a big goal. special teams goal. The first penalty was expiring at the time, so Wolverines are coming right back out to make it a 5-on-4. And Quinn made some big saves, and then right there, Pedroli with a hard shot to put that in the back of the net to tie it up at 3.
Well, you're going to be at even strength now. Still a minute 22 left on the clock.
Yep. If you can get a goal and avoid overtime, that's the Wolverines still on the penalty kill. So they're going to say that, that even though that penalty expired, excuse me, no, it's 5-on-5, so they just still have it on the clock. So my bad. 5-on-5. The Wolverines looking to get a look here if they can get a goal before a potential overtime. They did that versus DS Weston. They scored with 17 seconds remaining in the game to take the lead and walk away with the win in that big game. Puck sent down low by Sullivan.
Get the heart pills ready.
Yes, a cardiac test right here. Puck played by Lewis in front of Matt Donovan. He sends it in deep. Going to be sticked by Spavento, allows his D to settle that puck. They're going to send that off the glass. Ref says no icing. We've got 25 seconds and counting remaining here in regulation. There's going to be a power play coming up for the Wolverines now. There was a trip behind the net. Big. The Wolverines are going to go on the power play. I'm going to say it's a hooking on Jack Resnick.
That is big for Westwood, because this power play would continue into overtime if they're not able to score in the final 17 seconds.
Which will be interesting, because now you got a 5-on-4. When you get into overtime, that'll be a 4-on-3 power play, so it's totally different. The 4-on-3 is interesting because you have more space, but it's a little less orthodox when it comes to the power plays you're used to. So 17 seconds on a power play for the remaining part of regulation. If they can score a goal before that, that's the goal. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5. Puck in front of the net, that's loose and then knocked away by the Hillers. And this is gonna go into overtime.
Wow, what a game.
Oh my goodness, Tom, you were telling me about the week you've had with buzzer beaters, overtime winners, and you said that you had that kind of energy.
Why not another one, right?
Why not another one? You brought it right here to the ice house.
Hey, didn't I say I have that weird aura going on right now?
You got the vibes. You got the OT vibes going with you. Big game. Every game you've done in the last week or so has been a big game.
It's been honestly the craziest week ever of my broadcasting career. These games. I've never seen so many game clinchers, last-minute buzzer beaters. It's just been nuts.
Well, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to see a minute 43 remaining of the power play, and it's going to be 4-on-3. And the other thing too is long change. So the long change in overtime, where you're tired and you want to make a change, you got to go all the way across that red line to make the change, because it's, they go the opposite end. Now
right.
You see the Hiller goaltender down on that side, you're going to see Quinn down on this side. So you see sometimes, in those long changes, it can impact odd man rushes going the other end, because, you're doing a change where it's not as responsible. You got to get those ones where it's deep in the territory where there's no impact on you being out of play.
Yeah, and especially when you're dealing with a man deficit, it's a lot harder to get those changes in there. And the Hillers are going to go with Merkel, Wynn, and Resnick out there.
Yep, the Wolverines, Lewis, Sullivan, Dumais, and Timmy Donovan.
So Westwood, they're just going to try to play some keep away and pound the net.
Yes. They got some good shooters from the top, and they got some good puck movers down low.
Well, actually, Resnick's in the penalty box. So Hillers also got DaCosta out there.
Well, puck won by the Wolverines. Brady Dumais going to settle it. He's going to work the power play breakout. Getting the feet moving. He's got the head up. He's going to send it over to Tim Donovan, who's got some speed. He'll typically work this around the net. He does. Sends it up top as it gets deflected. Sullivan tries to send it on the far side, but no one there. Wolverines have to chase after it, but effective skating there by the Hopkinton Hiller player, and good job by the Wolverines not drawing a penalty there. That's where you typically see one when players got some daylight going to the net.
Yeah, that was a great job by DeMay knocking the puck away from Merkel.
Tim Donovan again on the right side. He's going to send it back to Dumais. He's got some space and some time. This is where you see the more space when it's 4-on-3. To Lewis, back to Dumais. Dumais walking in. Shot high, goes wide. Lewis able to keep that in. 48 seconds remaining here on the power play.
See, in this situation, Hillers essentially have to give up the outside and just crowd the middle.
And this is where you can allow the players to walk in on a shot like that off the crossbar. That was a shot by Sullivan. Dumais up top, finds Lewis who's walking in. Shot, score! Nolan Lewis on the power play and the walk-off for the Wolverines! Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable, what a great shot by Lewis. And the Hillers, they chose to give up the outside there, crowd the middle, but Lewis makes them pay, and that power play made them pay. Great win for Westwood.
Nolan Lewis, he saw that pass, he saw the daylight, he walked in, and a beautiful shot on net to get the overtime winner, the walk-off winner for the Wolverines. And Tom, something we mentioned before this game is Westwood's goal was to get the win. They now have 10 wins on the season. What that does, it qualifies them for the state tournament. Westwood now has qualified 42 years in a row.
Wow.
They have the record, the national record for qualifying for the playoffs. Essentially, they've had a winning record since 1983. And we're going to send it down to Bill Siebert, who's going to definitely make mention of what Westwood accomplished into tonight's game.
And with tonight's victory, the Wolverines continue their streak. They continue the longest winning streak in high school Massachusetts schoolboy history. 42 consecutive years qualifying for the playoffs. Congratulations, Wolverines. 42 years in a row they have made postseason play. No other team in this state can come close to making that statement. The Wolverines will return to action this coming Friday, February 7th. Game time is at 5 p.m. at the Skating Club of Boston versus Norwood. They will return home on Saturday, February 15th. Game time at 6:30 versus Dedham. The next game for the Wolverine girls is coming up next, right here at 7 p.m. versus Medfield.
Wow, 42 years, incredible, and what a game. And we knew it was going to come down to something like this, Tom.
Yeah, I mean,
had the feeling.
Big credit to the Hillers fighting their way back in it, tying it up, sending it to overtime. Obviously a rough break for the Hillers towards the end of that third period, getting that penalty call. But a tremendous win for Westwood, certainly a well-deserved win. And congratulations, I mean, longest winning streak in Massachusetts, making the playoffs, unbelievable.
Longest streak for making it to the playoffs in I guess it was national. Bill Siebert's done the research on that, and second to that is like 20-something. But folks, that's gonna do it here. We got a doubleheader coming up, so Wolverines winners 4-3 in overtime off the stick of Nolan Lewis. We're gonna take a quick break. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Boys Hockey and about to be Westwood Girls Hockey.